welcome to Family. We've got your back. So this week, the topic we are discussing came from my personal reading, and it's a word that I had misinterpreted for years, meaning as I read it, it would just mean it's homonym and not it's word.
Huh.
Sorry. Obviously, I'm struggling. And so when I read it this time, I thought, oh, that's not what that means. And I looked it up in the dictionary, and it actually is quite the opposite of what I thought it meant.
And see, I've liked this word for a very long time. I didn't share that with you, but it's got a good visual associated with it.
Yes, it does. I didn't know that you knew this definition before. I
don't know
awesome,
the definition,
smart.
But
yeah, I thought I was awesome and smart, but apparently just slow. So the word is wrested, and it's not R-E-S-T-E-D. It's W-R-E-S-T-E-D. And
rested.
Yeah,
that's a good visual.
There you go. It's not like sleeping or laying something aside and giving it time and space. You know, it's kind of the opposite of that. And so the meaning is of rested with the W in the beginning is distort the meaning or interpretation of something to suit one's own interests or views. And as soon as I read it, I thought, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, and the way that I associate with this is, of course, with the word wrestling, right? When you wrestle something, you're agonizing, you're twisting, you're
forcing it into what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're trying to put it in a position, the position you want it in.
Yeah.
So... yeah.
So you might be defining something, trying to get a hold of some situation, right? But then you're like, oh, but I don't want to be in the wrong here, or I don't want to, or something. You know, it's like you're just fighting. You're fighting with this,
right.
with this word.
So yeah, the moment I realized, because when I was thinking rested, and then the consequences that happened after you interpret it as, taking a break, were the same, in my opinion. But then if you turn it to they twisted the interpretation of what they were hearing and listening to, then it was like, oh, that is nefarious and not just lazy, right?
Yeah.
And so in relationships, we can do that without being nefarious and manipulative.
Yeah.
We can do it accidentally.
Yeah. I'm afraid that I deal with this regularly with my students.
Yes, I bet you do.
Because it's like, oh, I got the right answer. Or whatever, or they try to see things differently than how they are and try to rationalize it. And so I think anytime you're rationalizing anything, you're just kind of resting in a way.
Yeah, like rational lies. You're telling yourself a story.
Yeah.
So that you can be justified.
Yep.
And it causes a great deal of turmoil in relationships, and not just in relationships, within your own self as well. Like,
very slippery slope.
Yeah. So like this week at work, I thought I understood what a coworker was telling me, and it was not the message that she got when I responded. And I was like, oh, why is she upset? I thought I was doing what she told me to do, right? And so I went to her and I apologized, and I said, this is where I'm coming from, and I thought I was following your advice. And then we had this whole conversation about where she was coming from, and I thought, oh, well, no wonder.
Yeah.
Right? And so it wasn't that she was twisting what I was saying to her own purposes. It was just what was in her mind twisted what I did.
Due to her past experiences.
Yeah, and it wasn't... So my intent in her mind, because of what she had gone through, was rude. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. And when my intent was, I'm your apt pupil, right?
Yeah.
And I am willing to do whatever you want me to do, right? I'm trying to learn from the best, right?
Within reason.
Yeah. And, well, she wasn't going to ask me to do anything wrong, you know? Yeah. But it was more like, I was doing exactly what I thought she wanted me to, and it came out wrong. And it was wrested. The sentence in the dictionary after to clarify the definition was, I can't do anything right. You have wrested my motives. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not that and for most people they're not doing it on purpose. It's just because of their past experiences, their thoughts, what's important to them. Mm-hmm. The cognitive behavior therapy that we talked about earlier, the what was it? Situation, thought.
No.
Oh, see, I can't even remember the clever acronym I came up with.
Anyway.
Oh, well. Steer. That's what it was. Steer.
That's what it was.
So situation, thought, emotion, action, result, right? And so those thoughts come from your past experiences, right? And your core beliefs that you've engendered. And so when someone misinterprets something that you've done and twists it to be the basically opposite of what you've done, that really causes strife, right? Yeah. And it's not, like I said, it could be because they're a selfish person, or it could be just a basic misunderstanding because you interpret things differently, right?
Yeah. And I think it can be extremely dangerous too, because, there's people that have been fighting their whole lives for one thing they believe in or whatever.
Right.
And they begin to, that becomes part of their core beliefs, right? Their core. Right. And so then it becomes very, very tricky because they think they're justified in everything they do. Because
the other person is in the wrong when you're misinterpreting their intentions and their motives.
And right? You're so used to it. It's like, you're so used to winning from your point of view. Right. That it can be very destructive.
Okay, so we're going to try something new, and it's on the fly, and we didn't discuss it, and so this is going to be kind of fun. So I am going to make a statement, and you are going to rest.
Oh, I should be good at this.
My words. Okay. Hey, sweetheart, did you take out the garbage today?
Are you saying it's my job to take the garbage out?
No, I'm just asking if you did it.
Well, are you trying to get me to take out because I'll take out the garbage if you want me to. Is this how you're going, how you want it to go?
Yes, it is. And I'm like trying to come up with something good because I didn't know where you were going to go. And I'm trying to not lose my cool, right?
Obviously,
not really, obviously. But if we're having this argument, this pretend argument, right? Yeah. I'd be like, I thought that you saw that the garbage was full and we're going to do it.
Well, I've been doing stuff all day and I haven't got the time to do it because I've been doing lots of other things. You need to pretend to be mad. Well, this is being passive aggressive. I'm really good at passive aggressive.
Well, there we go. Okay. I don't feel the aggression yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so anyway.
But anyway, that's so
the kind of thing
I get
and
all the time.
And so my intent is
to get me to take out the trash.
Well, not to get you to take out the trash. Just ask if you did and find out if I need to do it because you didn't.
And yet, it is my not my duty really, but it's more of my duty to take out the trash than just yours.
Well, no.
And so therefore,
it would no. It's, usually, I make the kids do it and say, "Hey, go take out the trash," because I'm in the middle of preparing dinner or doing something else. Right? I'm doing something for the family. The garbage is full. Hey, go take out the trash, please. Right? Because I'm in the middle of something and you're playing on your device. Right? It's like,
so that's where we're going with this.
So you see what I mean?
It's super easy.
Super
easy to
and
rest.
So I'm just like, do I need to take out the trash or did you already do it? Right?
Yeah.
And he's like, are you telling me that I'm lazy and didn't do my job and I'm being irresponsible?
If you're asking, then obviously it hasn't been done.
No, we're sitting on the couch. Oh, I just remembered I was going to take out the trash. Did you do it? Right?
Nope, I didn't.
Okay. And then that's right?
Yeah, very easy to avoid that kind of thing.
No real intent on my part, but assumed ill intent. Okay, now your turn.
Oh, no. I'm not ready yet. Sorry.
Okay, so obviously it's a silly little experiment that we did, but you see how dangerous it can be. So
and easy. Very easy. Without even thinking about it.
Yeah, and it's not the benefit of the doubt that you're even giving them. It's more just, are you on the same side? Mm-hmm. Like if you, in your mind, okay, in my relationship with this person, whatever that relationship is, are we on the same team? Mm-hmm. And do I believe that that person will do their best towards me, right? Instead of we're against each other.
Yes.
And at cross purposes.
Wanting to get our own way.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But if we're on the same team, if we both understand that, okay, they are going to do what is best for the relationship and like, I don't want to say assume the best, but that's kind of what I'm saying is if you and not just assume, but positively. Actively believe, like really believe that you are on the same page. Yeah. You're on the same team. Like you're working toward the same goal. You're for each other, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't believe that, then little things like, did you take out the trash can be, you're calling me lazy. Yep. No, I didn't ever say that. No, I was just wondering if I need to do it, right?
Yeah.
So if I...
Anytime I ask a student that doesn't want to do math, very easy for them to, you just don't like me, or how come you haven't talked to that person over there? It's so they're not
doing anything either.
Right. And so
why are you picking on me?
Why are you picking on me?
I'm not picking on you. I'm asking you to do your work.
I just want you to learn. We're on the same team, but I'm their enemy.
I'm here to help you.
I'm their enemy.
8th grade math teachers are the enemy.
I'm the devil.
I don't understand how we can do that job.
Anyway.
He's the most hated man on earth.
Yeah. Math teachers and politicians.
We're not going there today.
Not going there.
Anyway, so the activity is if you are having issues with motive or interpreting someone else's behavior as
harmful or
in any way, or that doesn't. Or if you're having issues in your relationship that don't serve the relationship in a positive way, then examine where you could be misinterpreting or wresting.
Or even if you're not having any overarching or whatever difficulties or whatever, it's always easy to fall into this trap. And so just think about your actions and your we talked about biases. It's still biases. Still biases.
Try not to be biased, basically. But so in your examine your relationship and resolve to, I don't want to say the word assume, but believe the best out of the person that you are in the relationship with, and see how much better the interpretation of their actions works for you, right?
Yeah.
So like there will be less friction if you are believing the best
Agreed.
of them.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
for
this
sure.
week, believe the best of them. Believe that you're on the same team, and try not to twist everything they do to some sort of battle.
Yeah.
Or they're trying to hurt me or offend me or disrespect me or whatever you are struggling with. Right? So if that's a kind of convoluted assignment, but so work on believing the best instead of twisting things into a negative slant. All right. Thanks for watching or listening. Bye-bye.